Hi guys, good day and welcome to today on Princess Anu TV. My name is Princess Anu, and in case you're seeing me for the first time, yeah, I'm a student pilot and a commercial pilot license holder, and I school and train in Nigeria. And on this channel, we talk about aviation, motivation, and adventure. In today's video, we are going to be talking about one of the questions that one of you asked, and that is, when getting a type rating in school, do you have to choose between a single engine or a multi-engine, or do you have to finish training for you to go from one to the other? So this is what we're going to be talking about today. This, do you have to finish your training before going to maybe the multi-engine, or is it a separate thing? And what is this type rating even all about? So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. Stay tuned. I will be right back. Thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned. And if you've not yet subscribed, please do me a favor, click on the subscribe button and click on that bell so that whenever I post any video, you'll be able to see it. So now, first things first, what is a type rating? So it's like doing a rating on a type. Now it's like getting to know an aircraft more. Like, you want to fly a Cessna, for example, and you need to know about the engine, you need to know the fuel capacity, you need to know how many passengers that aircraft can carry, you need to know the landing weight, the takeoff weight, the maximum landing takeoff weight. You need to know the CG limit, so that when you're loading the aircraft or when you're flying that aircraft, you're not going to have any issues with that aircraft. So if you have a better understanding of the aircraft, you're definitely not going to have any problems with it. But if you don't have a good understanding of that aircraft, you are likely to have issues with it. So it's like getting to know an aircraft more. You know, it's different from driving a car. People ask me, how is flying, is it like driving a car and all that? It's different from driving a car, because if you have a driver's license, you can drive any car, like not bigger trucks anyways, but you can drive a Toyota Camry, you can drive, say Toyota Camry, I don't even know. You can drive a Honda, you can drive just any car within just like small cars. You know, they classify class A, class B, class C, that kind of a thing. Though you can't drive a tractor or a trailer, you need to go and like know how to drive that one on its own. But you know, but when you're flying an aircraft, if you are flying a Boeing 737 500, it's different from another Boeing, even that same Boeing 737, like another model. You still need to do a type on that aircraft. So if you're flying a Boeing 737, it's not the same thing as flying a Boeing 777. So you have to have a better understanding of that particular machine that you're flying, if you get me. So that's how it is. Like, you're doing a type, a rating on a particular type. You're doing, in fact, it's so funny that sometimes even when you do a TB9 rating, which is somehow similar to getting a Cessna rating, sometimes they can even tell you to go do a Cessna rating, like to be able to fly that Cessna aircraft, though they are even in the same category. So that's what a rating is all about. You get to have a more understanding about the systems, the engine, like how the aircraft, the body structure, the antennas, because all aircrafts have, they have different things. Like, it's just like in a particular car, even cars have this thing. Sometimes when you put when you want to reverse, you have to take, let's say if it's a manual car, you have to take, some cars you have to take the gear backward, but there are some cars that if you want to also do that reverse, you have to take the gear forward. So that's how it is in an aircraft. When you're flying, sometimes where you have the main switch for this aircraft is not where you have the main switch for the other aircraft. So you need to go for a type rating for you to understand. And now in flight school, how we do it is, when you come, you are going to definitely start with a single engine. And a single engine aircraft is all this Cessna, TB9s, Piper, all those ones within that range, those are the aircraft you are going to be starting with, because they need to teach you the basics. So you can't move from primary 1 to SS3 immediately. That's how it is. You need to have perfect understanding of how the single engine works before they give you a multi-engine. And that was a single engine aircraft. As simple as that, a single engine aircraft is an aircraft that has one engine, single engine. And a multi-engine aircraft is an aircraft that has two or more engines, multi-engine. So two or more engines, single engine, just one engine. So you start flying with an aircraft that has one engine, and you do the rating, the type rating in that school, because most of these single engine aircraft ratings are done in the school, like in your flight school. So you write the exams. You still have to do ground school for that. You do ground school, then you write the exams, then you go for the check ride on that aircraft. And most of the time you need to have nothing less than, I think, 5 to 7 hours on a particular aircraft that you will do a check ride from, for you to get the type on that aircraft. So you cannot just fly 1 or 2 hours on a particular aircraft and have the type. I think it's within 5 to 7 hours that you must have flown on a particular aircraft for you to get the type on it, if you do the check ride for the type on the aircraft. Because even after flying the aircraft, doing general handling, landing the aircraft and all, then they ask you questions on the aircraft. You also need to do a check ride, a type rating check ride on that aircraft, to certify that you have done, you can fly the aircraft and you understand the machine very well. So now it's automatic. Like when you come, your training is going to be like, you're going to start your training with that single engine aircraft. And after they start your training with that single engine aircraft, then you are going to move over to flying a multi-engine aircraft, because it's part of being, it's part of preparing you to go to the airlines. I don't think it's not compulsory actually to do a multi-engine, but we know that most commercial airliners fly multi-engine aircrafts. So if you want to go into the commercial side, then you need to get a multi-engine aircraft, multi-engine rating, not a multi-engine aircraft. You need to get a multi-engine rating. So you now go to get a multi-engine rating after you have gotten a single engine rating. So like now that I'm speaking to you, I have a commercial pilot license, single engine, because I've not yet done the check ride for the multi-engine. So once I do check ride for the multi-engine, I'm going to have a commercial pilot license multi, so I can fly commercially on a multi-engine aircraft. So it's not automatic. Don't think that, okay, the moment you get a commercial pilot license, you already have a multi-engine rating and all that. This is going to help you when you're discussing with people and they're trying to find out, oh, what does this person know, blah blah blah, and all that. Is going to help you understand this better. And that thing I would like you to know is that most flight schools, when you pay your school fees, the multi-engine is already included in the school fees. So they say CPL, they want to give you CPL, IR, MER. MER is multi-engine rating, that's what it means. So they are not going to say just come, and they are not going to give you a multi-engine rate except it's not stated. So because it's always part of the package, it's always part of like the agreement. Because just like I said, most airlines fly multi-engine aircraft, so they are preparing you to go to the airline. So who wants to, they want to give you everything, like kind of equip you with everything that is needed to be able to fly in the airlines, or to be able to get a job in the airlines. So always have that at the back of your mind. It's a sequence. You go from single engine, which examples of these single engine machines, like I said, TB9, the Cessna, the Piper, just not all. There are some TB9s, I think there's some, sorry, Cessnas that are not single engine. Like you have correct Cessnas, but I'm talking about the one we use for training, Cessna 172 and the rest. Those ones are, they kind of have they are single engine aircrafts. Then now when you talk about multi-engine aircraft, just like the one I'm flying, the DE-42, you talk about Boeing 737, just like that, you know, as you keep those bigger jets that you always see. So even the Beach Baron, the ones we use for training, they are multi-engine aircrafts. So these are some things you have in mind. It's a sequence. You don't go from multi, then later you decide to go to single, or you finish your training there, but it's not compulsory. If you don't put it in your package, they are not going to give it to you. Then when you leave flying school, you can go do it somewhere else. So thank you so much, guys, and this is all I have for you for today's video. In case you have more questions, feel free to leave them in the comment sections, or you can send me email. I'll be always there to answer. And also, till I meet you in the next video, don't forget to be fine, stay safe, be happy, and live your best life. Yeah, because that's all we got. That's all we got. Till I catch you guys. Bye. Love you.